So today, our Tax Deed Tuesday is about me sharing my screen with you and just kind of showing you one of the many counties that I invest in. So in the United States in general, right? So there are 3,141 counties and county equivalents throughout the United States, right? Those are the counties, the total amount of counties that make up the 50 states. So you can imagine there's a wealth of opportunity that anybody can take advantage of. I will be sharing my screen today and I will be going to one of 3,100, right? So there's plenty of opportunities. And I really want to show you guys because you heard me talk about it a lot, but maybe you haven't really seen it for yourself. So I'm going to share my screen and just show you exactly what a tax deed file in preparation for an auction actually looks like, right? So in this new operating environment since March and April, a lot of the counties were closed, right? The courts were closed. A lot of government offices were closed. So what has happened is the files that were scheduled for auction during those months were pushed to the right for the future date and are picking up again in the month of May. All right. So if you are a real estate investor, trust me, it's going to be an amazing time, right? So there's a lot of word on the street that things are, not going well. Well, that's not true at all. Things are going really, really well. All right, so I'm about to share my screen with you guys right now so that you can see exactly what what I'm looking for. So I just wanted to show some information about like what's actually available in that county. And it's actually available in that county, like what's coming up for auction. You can see the dates right here. May 21st, 2020 is when the dates are going to, the next auction period. All right, we're not going to get all elaborate on that one. Anyway, so on the first column here, I'm just going to show you real quick. On the first column here, you can see that it says view. These are hyperlinks. When you click on these hyperlinks is basically just going to take you to the tax deed file online. All right. So that's what it is. So you can look at the actual research that the county did in preparation for the tax deed auction because they're required to do specific things according to the state law. Okay. The next column here is the tax number. That's the number. Oh boy, that actually is the tax lien certificate number. All right. So every tax deed obviously came from like a tax lien, somewhere in its past and its history. So this is actually what that number is. So these here are the opening bids, right? So some are, more than others, which is fine. But, you have some as low as like just a couple $100, less than $1,000. This is what the opening bid is. And you can sort, I think you can just click on that and you can sort from highest to lowest, that kind of thing, right? You can just put them all together like that, which is pretty cool. The next column over is going to be, it's called like the high bid, but because this auction hasn't taken place yet, yeah, there's nothing there, right? That makes sense. You see it's blank, no auction, right? So basically the high bid over here is where you would see like the difference between the opening bid, right? And then like what the high bid, like because it's a premium bidding type of process, right? Of the type of auction that it is, it's based off of like who's going to pay the most, right? So over here is where you'll see what the actual high bid is. All right. So here we have another column. It's called type A. I ignore this one. Don't even look at it. Anyway, next column over, it's called the name. But you would think like this is the owner's name, but it's not. It's actually the name of the tax lien certificate holder. That's what it is. Over here is the parcel ID. You can take the parcel ID and then cross-reference the parcel ID number in the property appraiser's website. And then find out what this property is. Like, is it like vacant land? Is it vacant residential land? Is it commercial land? Is it a single family home? Is it a duplex? Is it an apartment complex? Is it a gas station? I don't know, like I was going over some tax deed files with one of my students, and he came across a tax deed that was like a used car lot. I was like, okay, don't buy that. Unless you're planning on like opening up a car lot. And then, so you find some really interesting properties that are going up for auction. It doesn't really matter the type of property, right? So I just want to make that clear. If the real estate taxes are not paid on a property, yeah, it runs the risk of actually ending up going to auction in that county. That's how serious they are. The next column here is the status column. I like to sort this one, to be honest with you. I don't really sort by the amount. I sort by the status, which is important to me because I want to know like what's going to auction, like what's still scheduled to be auctioned versus like what has actually been redeemed, right? So whenever the status says redeemed, that means that the property owner paid up their delinquent taxes and it's excluded from the list. So it's not going to go to auction, right? And then of course you got the sale date, and then you got the tax ID number, the tax deed ID number. Now this number here is a number that's like issued by the county, right? So, every county department has their own like filing system. So this number right here is the number that Polk County Clerk of Courts issued every file, in their little like filing system. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're just gonna randomly click on something. I don't know, what's this $1,400 guy here? 1448, he's ready for sale. Boom, here we go. Dope. All right, so here in the inner sanctuary of the tax deed files, you have a whole bunch of documents in here, which are pretty cool. So what you do is you just read all of these documents here, and there obviously is a method to what you're looking for. So it's a lot of information. And I teach this in my tax deed course, where you actually get a firsthand shared view of me holding your hand and walking you through the steps, making sure that you understand what all of these documents are so that you protect yourself, right? And that you make a educated decision, whether you are going to bid or not bid, or what kind of property this is, what's the value of the property, how much should you bid, when should you like back off and not bid, when should you run away and hide under a rock? I mean, whatever the decision is, I teach it in the course. So this is what our Tax Deed Tuesday is about, right? So I just want to make sure that you guys are like fully aware of where to go. So I am going to just share my screen. Okay, great, good. We're good. We're back. All right. So in the state of Florida, the tax deed auction is managed by the clerk of court. All right, so that's no secret. You can like Google that. So every clerk of court in every county manages the tax deed auction, and the frequency of the tax deed auction, right, where you actually get the property, right? So this is not the tax lien auction, the deed auction. There's a difference. You actually get ownership of these properties. It's managed by the clerk of court. If you're looking to get a really great return on your investment, like you're looking for interest, then yeah, you're not hanging out with the clerk of court, you're hanging out with the tax collector. They're the ones that actually allow you, the public, to participate in a tax lien auction. All right, so the tax lien auction is held once a year in Florida. So on or before June 1st, the tax lien auction is held in every county for every property that has a delinquent real estate taxes for that previous tax year. So it's coming up right now. So it's tax lien season. So all of the tax lien investors out there, this is like their happy time. This is like, their celebration moment. This is their Super Bowl. All right. So this is their Super Bowl or their World Cup. This is their time of the year when they're really getting ready to prepare for the auction and so on like that. So if you're interested in those auctions for the tax liens, then you would go to the tax collector in the county, especially in Florida, basically. Anyway, but that was our Tax Deed Tuesday for this week. All right. It was kind of like a little crash course on just seeing the back office, the inner workings of looking at tax deed files and where to go to find out. But if you have any questions, too easy. All you got to do is just contact me. You can go to my website at thejackyjackson.com, and you can drop me a link, send me a DM, all that cool stuff. I'm normally accessible, so you can find me. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed Tax Deed Tuesday. I got to finish my research and prepare for the next auction. You saw the date. It's like 3 weeks from now. Hello. Anyway, talk to you guys soon. Bye.